Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Um, my name is Victor, and I am going to be your host today. Along with me, I do have our speaker, Javier, who's going to be talking to us about artificial intelligence, AI, and Copilot, and how you can go ahead and leverage that to take advantage of it in your workspace, your organization, your day-to-day lives, essentially how you can save time and efforts on a daily basis overall for that. So, with that said, let me go ahead and just tell you a little bit about who I am and who we are here at Celeste Tech, and that we are all aware as to everything that we do, right? So, about Celeste Tech, we are a partner company with Microsoft, founded by former Microsoft employees and consultants. We have decades of experience within our team, helping Microsoft partners worldwide here in the US, Latin America, Europe, etc. And the goal of this is to help Microsoft partners with their practice, their solutions, their business. Essentially, we provide one-on-one consultations to help you build, plan, publish your Microsoft cloud services, your applications, and pretty much help you close out those potential opportunities overall for that. So, my name is Victor. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Celeste Tech. I am glad that you are joining us today, and we look forward to an amazing session from our esteemed speaker, Javier. So, let me go ahead and introduce him here formally. He's the CEO of Nanfor. He leads one of the Microsoft's most recognized companies, and within Spain, they focus on learning and teaching so that yourself, your colleagues, your companies can go ahead and leverage their expertise so that you can get leverage ramped up on Microsoft technologies, information technology in general. That way you can go ahead and leverage that. And he has decades of experience doing this, so go ahead and give the mic over to him so that he can tell us a little bit more about himself, and then he can tell us how AI is going to revolutionize your workday.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Victor, for your introduction. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time being here and sharing these moments with our activity and companies. I'm going to share my screen. Let me see if I can show that. Okay. Okay, can you see it? It's okay?
Yes, we can.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today? We are working about how to increase or how to optimize our time and productivity. I would like to talk about the alliance that we have with Celeste Tech, which are the scenarios that we can use in our different organizations. Talking about our company, we are developing different solutions, IT solutions from decades. Actually, in my role as a CEO is to push generative AI in people, individuals, and organizations. We are developing different events such as this one internationally to increase awareness and the advantages of the use of the generative artificial intelligence for individuals and organizations. What we want with Celeste Tech and what we are achieving is a group of activities sharing knowledge, experiences worldwide. Our company, Nanfor, has offices in different areas of Europe and alliances with different countries that permit us share experiences and increase the speed of momentum of the use of artificial intelligence in different companies. So what we do with Alestetec is events like this one and work in the development of the knowledge of not only certifications, such as all the certifications that Microsoft has in the Learning as a Service program, that you can buy one license 1 year and you can get all the knowledge that you want, all the certifications that you need, but as well in projects of artificial intelligence with Copilot, generative artificial intelligence. In the session of today, what we would like to talk about is knowledge about the impact of the generative AI in organizations, how to describe solutions based on Microsoft technologies, since all these projects are based on Microsoft technologies, specifically Microsoft Copilot. How we can develop this methodology thinking about the impact of the organizations, and what is the next steps that as individual or as organization we have to think and how to develop. If you're a manager, if you're a head of department or a team leader or just a freelance who is interested in improving your productivity and increasing 10 hours per day per month as a aggregation of better activities, this is the meeting that you should be. And we were going to talk a little bit about how all the areas of activity we can increase from the individual perspective, how we can save time in meetings, how we can improve our work in daily basis, and how this paradigm is affecting all of us. Soon or later, we should be affected. The sooner, the better for our results. So that means that we cannot be out of this movement. We should be inside of the movement and being part of them in our own life as individuals and in our organizations. We are experiencing, for example, in Mexico, last week I have a meeting with a manager that was in the sales department. It is an organization of more than 3,000 people. In the meetings that we have with this manager, he said that he wanted to move and to push their sales department, and he knew that it was a very good option to use Microsoft Copilot. But he didn't know many things about this solution. He didn't know how they can help not only to this person as a manager, but their team or their department and their organization. After having the training and some meetings of impact meetings, we have agreed that he was going to make an internal meeting with all the board of the company, and will spread and evangelize this group to make them aware how they have to use artificial intelligence and how they have to increase and to push in the whole company, not only in the department of sales. So this paradigm is not only for the person, but for our whole environment. We need productivity, which is one of the main goals why we are using this technology. But of course, with the use of these technologies and tools, we are going to increase the engagement of our staff, and we will improve the performance. And we will see how these technologies can help people to have more balanced life, since they are saving a considerable amount of time. They can use it in improving their productivity, but two, they can use to balance their lives, doing things such as having more free time with the family, or doing to the gym, or doing training, etc. So this is a very important issue, not only to get improvement. The world is moving towards that. The big shifts of the technology. These two persons, I was able to be in personal meetings with them recently, and it was interesting how they were talking all the time about these technologies, and we could see how the organizations are trying to move towards these technologies, and we can check too that Microsoft has a really powerful offering and a real impact. Impact not only in the young people, in the Gen Z. Here we see a survey. I am using surveys that has been done in the 2024. It's a very just fresh data that I have received from Build that has been just the last week. So you are experiencing the newest and the best info about how to increase your productivity and performance with IA. This data shows that boomers, that it's supposed that they are going to be eager to use the AI, the major part, 73%, are using it, and they are using AI tools that many of them have not received them from the organization. The sample that I have been talked just a few minutes ago, the person that has bought the license of Microsoft Copilot has not received funds from the company in the very beginning. He has bought by himself this license, and he has taken the training by himself because he was convinced that he was going to do much better work. Fortunately for him and for us, company now has paid these efforts because they have seen that he's taking much more activity and better work in this action. So this is always something that it is happening. Many people are using AI, generative AI, talking about that. The momentum is really great. The data is but we have many challenges. And most of these challenges have to be with how to implement an AI generation, generative AI plan in the organization, how we can implement it to get the best of this technology. And of course, most of the people are saying we are going to invest, but how we can quantify this data, how we can get real data information about if this productivity is really helpful. Well, the only way is to measure it. We can do in different ways. After implementing the technology and with questionnaires or surveys, that we can know how is the results once workers have used the technology. But of course, what we should do is to have different tools that give us real data and quantify real data of how it's working. In this meeting too, I will talk a little bit about that. The new tools that Microsoft has developed to improve the surveillance and the tracking of the use and the impact of the Copilot. The data about adoption, that the people that they have already received this information in the 2024 study of the Work Trend Index made by Microsoft and LinkedIn. They say that the majority are saying that this implementation, giving better workload management, increase their creativity and motivation. So these kind of things are very important, but we should think in a broader way. We should think about how to implement, thinking about all the areas of the organization as a strategy that can lead us towards the success. If we don't have a plan, we don't have a strategy, and we don't have a methodology, it's much more difficult to get. Today, I have been talking with owner of a big university. And this morning, we are now in an international congress, and I was talking about the interest about Microsoft Copilot and said, oh, with the price, if we can get an increase of 10% of productivity, it's already paid the effort of the investment. And I said to him, but it's wasteless to have a Ferrari and take in the and put it at 10 miles per hour. If you have a Ferrari, you should use it. And if you have and you are in a circuit that you can do that, you have to use it at 100%. So this is something that he say, it's true, it's true. And I say, yes, let's have a meeting and a conversation, and we can move towards a very interesting positions, and I'm sure you will be very happy about that. So this is very, very important to have a strategy. What we cannot do is that some companies we are finding out, I need a course because I have bought some licenses, but do you have a plan of implementation? No, we want to use it our own only. And this is something is happening many, many times. We are always in these conversations, and we are talking about including these efforts in a wide program, in a strategy that includes productivity, quality, that means work and better, smarter work and smarter results, and engagement. How we can include with the improvements of time that makes that many old way of processes can be improved with artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence, and Microsoft Copilot. How we can not only increase the productivity, but retain the talent and improve the quality of the results and the satisfaction of the employees. Furthermore, and of course, is absolutely necessary, is talking about financial results. We cannot go to a new project without giving right information about how we can take the financial model and which is the business scenario. Some companies, for example, in general terms, we see how legal departments, human resources departments, and marketing departments, these three are very, very interested and are the most open to receive these technologies because the value that gives the use of Microsoft Copilot is really fast and very helpful. Some of course, many others are need. One of the points that I have to talk is, do we have to give licenses to everybody of the company? This is one of the questions that most of the CEOs and the CFOs are asking. Where and when we have to give them? This is a process. This is an implementation process that is not possible to do just in one-to-one. It's not possible to get in just one training. It's only possible to get with the adoption plans that Celeste Tech and Nanfor are implementing with different customers. And we can give these steps and these actions towards one project of 6 months project, one year project, including many activities that we can discuss in further meetings or in further conferences. And this is why I think it's very important to talk about how Microsoft Copilot is helping companies, not only in the way of today, which is an assistant. Now, most of the people that know Microsoft Copilot think about Microsoft Copilot as an assistant, but and they are moving towards use the Microsoft Copilot in team. And Satya Nadella in Build has published this new solution that is we are going to have Microsoft Copilot in Teams, Teams Microsoft Copilot that is going to help us with all the meetings and having better meetings and improving new activities, forecasting activities, helping us to do more with less. But of course, the final result are going to be the agents, agents that are going to help the company, not only the person, but the company to be better. So this is a situation that we can think that we are going to talk about the assistant of Microsoft Copilot, but we should think that this assistant, and if we see that this assistant help us, we have to think that Microsoft Copilot with agents and the extensibility solution that has Microsoft Copilot is going to be the same for the organization. But this is something we cannot achieve if we are not using actually these technologies for persons. Okay, so this is the process that is very important to be managed by people such as professionals of the level of the Celeste Tech managers and professionals, and the experience of Nanfor with these more than 2,000 companies that we have been talking just right now with that. And probably in the next months we should arrive to the 3,000, talking about this business, training these people, doing projects. Some of them they are asking for the whole project, are only asking for some trainings, and are helping us how to leverage their daily life. When we are talking about the 10 hours per month, we can think, for example, in a professional that is using properly in all its activities Microsoft Copilot. That means that it's a person that knows the abilities of Microsoft Copilot, and first that before use or before develop any task, this person, this individual, is asking to Copilot or thinking how Copilot will help him or her. That means that we can use Copilot as a limited edition and using only for meetings or using only for emails. But when we are thinking about the 10 hours per week, per month, sorry, we think that this individual is using Copilot in all the activities, not only meetings, not only information or documentation. Which are the top 3 to try first with Copilot Microsoft 365? For if you are taking or buying this license and you want to know, now there are statistics already that are very interesting to know, that we see in that the 10th option most used is how to translate a message with Microsoft Copilot, or how to analyze or revise the content. Or the first one, of course, is how to recap a meeting or summarize email thread. Or in my case, for example, I use the give me my day or tell me what I have in my day. Which are my activities? This is something we used to do. Each person has their own Copilot adventure, but all these activities are very interesting to know. Are already tracked by graph, And this is one concept that Microsoft is moving, and the users that we are working and the companies that we are working with are very much interested. It's the point of yes, we need to be more productive, but what we don't want is to apply all the productivity in doing more. We want to share, we want to motivate, we want to give time in well-being, non-productive activities. The non-productive activities make people happier. And that means that if someone is increasing their time, half enough time, for example, the Microsoft president in Spain, Alberto Granados, said that for him, and the first advantage of Microsoft Copilot is to get more time to be with customers, with have quality time, not time spending searching information or getting interrupted by anyone talking, where can I find this document, or having an unlimited email threads that take us just to see or read the email 2 or 3 hours in our day to try to find and to react to all the emails that we receive. Of course, this is something that for us and with Microsoft Copilot we can increase and help. We can, for the ones that they don't know, doesn't know anything about Microsoft Copilot, I can do some practice, for example, to help understand what I am talking about. And if you don't mind, what I'm going to do is to access now to, for example, into a Copilot. And I will do here. Okay. When you have your own license, Copilot, Microsoft Copilot has as you see, one type of license that is free, but has not the power of the one that I am showing now. For example, if I have what do I have for today, I can work. The way I can say I am asking in the very beginning of the day. So I have here my Copilot, and is combining meetings and it seems that you see it's in Spanish, but since the question I have done is in English, the general information is in English too. So if I am asking in German and in other language, this is something very helpful because we can work in different languages for different purposes. Since my agenda has been in Spanish, what I have written in the agenda is in Spanish, and you know where I am right now, and you know that I have a meeting with Colombia working with a big project. But then the system is intelligent, so generative artificial intelligence, it's for example, giving me ideas about what do I have to ask if I need information, or what do I have for today. That means we can see about this meeting. I can prepare the meeting, can give me some documents. If the meeting is going to talk about something, the system is going to analyze which are the documents that can be together. And I'm going to talk here, for example, in the information about the organization. But what we can do too, for example, is what has been working my group, which are the activities of a group, of a person, and this is very useful with this because once we do that, we can see here users, files, meetings, and I want to know what has done Cristina, what is working, a person of my group. and I can ask the system, and it's going to advise me to give me information about what has done Christina about activities, and say, oh, I have seen that she has been in the go-to-market overview, and I don't have to ask her. I cannot. We can start talking about that, or we can always giving other information that Microsoft Copilot is giving us is where is the information of or the documents, what she has done. Well, of course we can work too in documents. Instead, it's time. We see Alejandra, or we can work with files, or give me information about the file, so we can, or make me a presentation. No, we can say create me a presentation of this and we can ask presentation that we can have from the meeting, one meeting. So we have a meeting, and what we want to do is we want to create a presentation, and suddenly we are it's very good, because we can work with that, and the system is giving all the ideas to create this presentation. We have the slides, we have the information, and we can create that. Okay, so well, this is Microsoft Copilot, and it's included, and we can work it as well in Teams. And this solution, which is one of the ones that you can have it if you buy the license of Microsoft Copilot 365, can help you deeply in improving your information and remarks. Uh, uh, for example, we can ask here, we have any receipt, and they can give you information of how we can work, information about any idea, or the search that we are going to work. We see here always information not only from our system, but we can arrive to all the information that we have in our SharePoint. So other great advantage of saving time and of course money is how we can improve our search activities. How are we going to avoid loss of times and patience trying to find some information that we don't find? We have to ask other person, as here we have to interrupt anyone asking where is the information, or someone is going to interrupt us because it doesn't find any this information. There is some different business cases that we want to share with you. If you want to work with us in this situation of these projects, all these projects, they are actually real data, and as well is very conservative data, since we can see projects that are delivered with better figures, but this is a general figure system, and I think it's interesting to talk about how we can. We see here ROI of 390%. Is something that people could think is exaggerated, but for me and the experiences that we have, I think that is exaggerated, but because it's very low. Okay, it is not. It is not a figure of, but this when we are. I'm sure that most of you have experience in talking about ROI projects, and when any project achieves the 200%, it's incredible. Sometimes the general time it should be 100, but here payback is 4 months. So if you do it very badly, it's profitable. That means that you have to do properly, because what we don't want is to do badly. This owner of a big company is saying, "No, we have a 15%. It's not very expensive." No, this is not the way. The way is to say, okay, don't get your payback in 1 year. Get the payback. The real payback that you can get is 4 months. It can revolutionize your organization and can really improve, and you should be aware of that. This is why we are talking about processes. We are talking about adoption plans. We are talking about projects, and we are not talking only get a small bite of training and the license or how we can do. What they say 120 minutes, this is something, these are peanuts. And these are the real ones now when we only buy the license and we try to use it by ourselves. And they say, this is our productivity. We can give business value 10 times. We see this movement, and this is the real business value. And this is why we have to work, and we have to work with you and the people that is interested in getting this business value, this point, not this one, okay? This is the classical investment of one training, and then I use by myself and I buy the license. With this, I only get this percentage. We have to get this level, okay? And this is why we are talking about a journey that starts today and is a long time journey. We are working, actually, most of the persons are working in the individual values of the classical Copilot and generic skills. I want to do by myself this, I am searching better, I am doing my meetings, I am saving 10 hours per month because my meetings now are much more profitable, much more shorter, and I'm not going to the meetings now. I'm reducing my number of meetings, but I am doing much better work because I am working with Copilot. Yes, this is the individual value necessary to get department value. If we don't have individuals working with that, if we don't have first the managers and the CEOs and the board of the company, this is why our work is this. Actually, we are talking with managers, and we are having a lot of training to managers, and because they are the ones that have to decide. And if we can achieve the board, recently have given a consultancy to a group, an international group, European international group, industrial. They are 4,000 persons, and I had the opportunity to talk with the CEO and the board and the representative of the board. We have a first. We have an implementation plan of 15 steps, which is a unique system. The first step is a meeting with the board, and this meeting has from 2 to 4 hours, depending on the time of the board. Half of the time is giving information, such an information that I'm giving right now to you. But as well, the other half is questions. Please ask me, and we can share. Ask me what you need, how you can improve your department, what do you need, which is your pain, how we can solve that with Microsoft Copilot, how we can increase your productivity of your developers 52%, how we can increase the productivity of your sales people by 15 hours, and increasing the customer satisfaction because your opportunity management boosts due to the use of the Microsoft Copilot sales. All these actions are here in departmental skills. And once we are working in these two levels, we can give really value to the organization. As I told you before, we can have a boost in our individual productivity. But if we can achieve these 3 steps, the same boost of our individual productivity, creativity, well-being, etc., is going to be uh, taken by the organization. But we cannot go to the organization value straightforward. We have to come first in the pyramid to the basement and go up. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Otherwise, it doesn't, it's not usable, because you can do a small project or a project of IT. We have to do this, but it's not going to boost in the whole organization these actions. And when we are talking of departments, of course, they're one of the works that we are doing now, with the help of Microsoft, is analyzing the KPIs of how to analyze and how to measure the results of the different departments using Microsoft Copilot, from the executive level to the other 6 the main departments. Sometimes the marketing and sales are together, because most of the activities and actions could be are related. And sometimes in the adoption plans, since marketing groups of people in the organizations are very much related with sales, we do projects together. But we see that Microsoft Copilot can help us in different areas. For example, Word, we can use Word, we can train human resources staff with Microsoft Word Copilot to increase their ability of searching and deciding which person from a high number of resumes has the best resume, or is the best to be hired. So this is something that with the generative artificial intelligence of Microsoft Copilot, we can get the files that I have done before. We are asking if we have the 10 files with 10 resumes, 10 candidates. Microsoft Copilot read all these candidates, and you can ask Microsoft Copilot to give the best candidate, or the ones that have any characteristics, and the time that you are taking to make, for example, a summarize of this information is really surprising if you do for the first time. So, of course, if you have any question, please let me know in the chat, and then once I have finished my speech, I will be very happy to solve the questions. Okay, and we think that the measurement of the effectiveness of the AI transformation in the organizations is the really value. This one is very interesting, and I am very much happy to share with you the KPIs, which is something is very new, and the main KPIs of departments. So I advise you very much to use. And since we are recording the session, we can read it later. No? But for example, when we are talking about KPIs that are giving us information about revenue growth, in the function of sales, we see that we can get information about how we can increase the speed of sales cycle with Microsoft Copilot sales, or in the HR onboarding time, how we can increase with Microsoft Copilot the capability of the worker, because the worker is going to ask all the time to Copilot. First, we have in our company, we have our own Copilot for our studio, and we have our and it is working, for example, in terms of the with the newcomers come, what we try to do, for example, is to work with them, and instead of telling, no, you have any question, please ask someone. What we see first is, if you have any question, please ask to the Copilot that we have in our organization. Then, if this Copilot doesn't answer you anything, please use this Copilot. This is a Copilot that is done for our work. So we can ask them things, and sometimes maybe can understand, sometimes not. And maybe, you see, I am asking him in English and he's answering me about our adoption plans that we have in Spanish, but we can have always in English. Okay. So onboarding first, ask this Copilot. Otherwise, ask your Copilot of the organization. If you don't find the data, or how can I, tell me marketing documents of. So we can ask them something, and maybe if he can find if there is any document or something. So we can see here all the documents of different information that we can find regarding. So what we are working, and we see here, is that your Copilots improve without any doubt the speed of the people newcomer. Without Copilot, your time, the time of the newcomer to be able to be useful for the organization, and goes maybe twice the time that it will be with that, with this information, because this person is going to have all the information, is going to learn faster, and is going to avoid, is not going to take time from others to make explanations. I don't know if this is something that you have experienced it. I'm sure that you have already experienced these points, or these problems. No? The new person that is coming, you have to ask, and then they don't know, they have not know, and anyone has explained to me what happened. So all this, apart from the videos and apart from the activities, if you have Copilot, this is an incredible tool to increase the market, the situation for human resources, the onboarding time. So the decreasing of employee time to value is really fast. Other KPIs that are very interesting is how to increase efficiency, or cost efficiencies of finance, marketing, legal, how we can decrease that information, because we can make resumes, we can summarize information, we can work in many issues that we can activate. We can have many activities, and of course we should think, as we are going to have information, very interesting information about Copilot, how can help us in decrease the turnover rate and increase the employee satisfaction. The work is going to be deep, as you see here. We have many data, how we can increase the sales strategy, sales excellence. All this information that is very valuable, and this is our methodology that thanks to Microsoft we can use it, because they give us this information, how we can increase contract management, how we can make the scenarios that are giving value to the organizations. We are not going to deep dive in these points, since we don't have time, or today is not the issue to give, or the target of this meeting. But I would like you to understand that our company, Celeste Tech and Nanfor, can help you in straightforward to improve your productivity and the well-being of your employees. And we have been talking about the issue that is worrying to many potential customers. How do we measure? How do we create a system that help us of having real data of readiness, adoption, impact, and learning of Microsoft Copilot dashboard? Okay, so there is a dashboard that has been created by Microsoft that is included in the Viva Insights solution, and that help us, help the companies to know how is going the activation, or the readiness, or how can the meetings that are they are using, if they are doing how which is if the development, for example, 3.8 times faster to summarize a meeting with Copilot than without Copilot, which is something very clear how we have to summarize something. That now maybe we can see a sample that we would like to share too, or how we can with chats that we have been working in groups, how we can make synthesis, or we can summarize chats, or how we can accelerate the time of using documents, or decreasing time regarding adoption. And as well, we have by groups, we are seeing groups that are increasing we can check. We have different groups in a big company, which are the groups, and the manager, who is, since the data cannot be granularized, is for 10 group, a minimum of 10 persons. For example, we have David P. Manager David P has a group of licenses, and we see how it is using it, how they are using all these licenses. And of course, we can see too in the applications, the apps that they are, and the processes. For example, in Teams, we can see how many meetings are summarized, how many chats are summarized, who are the ones that are using more this, and who are the ones, the group of people. Okay, these are managers, it's not persons. Managers, they say, okay, Kat, you have 172, and you see that Mona has 280. So why? It is working lower data, and Amanda. So please train your group to use summarized meetings more, because it's very much more powerful, the information and the results. So Microsoft Copilot Dashboard is a very useful tool, and an easy way to check, and very interesting to be to compare monthly basis how is the movement, okay, in the use of the investment. Of course, the customer has to do in licenses, but I always advise that it's better to invest half of the budget in project and consultancy, of course, in the beginning, and half of this budget in licenses, rather than buy licenses for everyone. Please don't do that. You are going to waste your time and your money. What you have to do is to buy licenses for the main decisors, for the top of the top line of the company, and train them, and start a consultancy project, a project of adoption with Nanfor or with other company, of course, with Celeste Tech Nanfor in the States, okay? But never buy licenses for everyone, because they will see a new application, a new app, or a new icon in their system, in their application, in the Word or in the PowerPoint, and they say, okay, nice, but I'm not going to use it. I only going to use the summary of the Outlook, because it comes automatically, or I will use the summary of the Copilot sales, because it comes automatically. No, You have to do the way I am telling you, because it's much better. Because once like this, you can get this ROI 380 or achieving. I have seen ROIs of 700 because of that, because of the line of business. As the project is not only to achieve 120 minutes per week, or 10 hours per month, more. I know some people, for example, the marketing manager of Microsoft Spain, she is taking close to 20 hours of save per month, because she's using deeply, and of course quality. And these 20 hours, the best thing is that since we are always working on procedures, on documents, on papers, on new things or compulsory, we are not having time to be creative, and we don't have time to improve our business, our activity. But these 20 hours can be used 15 to do that, another 5 to take coffee or go to the gym. Or this is we are working, there are many actions that you can do it. Productivity, for example, searches, tasks, using in meetings or groups. We have to think on the reduction of digital bump, and here we see some companies that we have been in contact that, for example, in what we have seen, the pyramid in the Copilot and Azure AI Studio developments make one of the most important financial organizations in Spain increase their speed and increase their business, opening accounts with Copilot, use with document recognition, legal and contact center, and increasing their productivity using GitHub Copilot X. We have as well Mafre, Garrigues. For example, in law firms are very important. If you know any law firm, you should tell them, please, if you want to stay ahead in the market, use Microsoft Copilot and work with Celeste Tech and Nanfor to increase the speed of your activity. Don't waste time reading documents. Use Copilot to make resumes and make all the summaries and work faster, asking to the low documents the main points to that. There are many in each time that we are seeing. Of course, individuals in meetings, summaries, presentations, communications. And with that, we see we are not talking about only Microsoft 365 Copilot. We are talking about the families of Copilot that are everywhere in all the tools that Microsoft is offering to the community. The widest known Copilot is the Microsoft 365, but we have in Dynamics, we have the Power Platform, Security, Windows, GitHub, many things. Okay, this is very interesting. For example, to make a small as a kind, for example, of new, we can create a new. This Classica. We see, for example, and we can share here. In the time that we are working, we see here, okay, we have here a Copilot, and we can see, we can tell them no presentation from, we can get an income statement that we have, someone has taken us. This is, I do this presentation in Spanish. It's very funny because I say create a presentation from Fabrica, which is a document that is in English, and the presentation makes me the result in Spanish, okay? But in this one, it's the same language. So I suppose it's going to work like this. But it's very funny because you can, if you ask them, s'il vous plaît, créez-moi une présentation de ce document qui est en anglais. Okay. So the system is going to create you this presentation in French, okay? And it's very interesting because it's going to answer you in the data. So it's very good. For example, when we are in the multinational groups or environments that we can translate here, is doing. You see here how is the outline of the presentation. And they do a draft, okay? It is interesting because you have the idea of how you can work with the document, and you can start with this document working. Fabrica, for example, let me see. Here we can get the outcome arrives. It comes from here. Control C. We see the option of different files that we have here that we can find some of. We see that is working, and the system is generating, giving you ideas. And the drafting of presentation gives you a draft, which you can later on use in the presentation. Usually, it comes to the giving you the different outline. Use all the documentation, and now it's generating the slides, which is something that sometimes the system hallucinates. So this is why in the first document that we have seen, the step of generating slides have not shown up, okay? But here you see that it comes to the system, and it is working with this option. Otherwise, this creation of documents can help you to work with the information, and it's always taking the drafting presentation, and afterwards you will see how it works. They create the generation, and then it works in the system. Okay, so later on, what we work, for example, another interesting thing that we can what we can do is we go to Word. We can use Word. And we can get here. We can ask here in Copilot. And we can say to Copilot in this way, create a speech of this statement. Let's see if it's generating draft. And here we see we have one document which is data that we have. We can see is a very easy, very fast data we can from the origin that we have received. And here we see how in less than 2 minutes the system is reading all the information of this fabric cam, and you can receive all this information with the conclusion. You can keep it, and then you can improve it. Let me see. So what we are doing is really, and all this information is good information. Okay, so this is another point. When we have been working with artificial intelligence some time, 6 years, and we see the developments of that. How we remember how we have an outcome that was somehow helpful, but was not really helpful. It was improving, and now it's really with the OpenAI technologies, the results are really incredible. I would like to finish my speech that have some minutes more, not only talking about these 2 or 3 activities and the different. We have a wide variety of situations of scenarios and flavors of that. We can use it in many in all the professions, and of course in our daily life. But I would like to talk about a little bit about one of the meetings, no, the teams, and how we can improve our productivity and our work. So I can go to the calendar. So I should go to the. Let me see if I can go to one calendar here, to my calendar, and I'm going to one meeting that we have done, training, for example, this training, which was a Copilot for sales, and we have the recording of this training that we have done, the internal training. It's in Spanish, but we can work with Copilot, and we are not. No, aquí. No, we want to know, s'il vous plaît, resumer la reunión, because I am French now, and I don't speak English, and I want to know what happens with this meeting. And I see here that the system. Voici un résumé possible de la réunion. La réunion porte sur la configuration et l'utilisation de la fonctionnalité de Copilot. Oh, so this is interesting because we can work as well. We are not in this meeting, but I am now English. I'm not French. I like the French too, but it is here. It's doing the work of that, and we have asked a new activity. So the saving of time without being in the meetings and just asking the real points of that is very helpful. We talk now about the persons that have been talking. Here we were 4 persons. Of course, we have we can ask them any question, or for example, what are the next steps? Define the next steps. We have to see. I'm not in this meeting. I want to know what is if I were in this meeting, and I couldn't be. I can check which are the next steps or the decisions that have have been taken. In the meantime, we can still asking them the next steps, that we check the name of the fields, and it's very nice because we are really happy that all this information is real. So it's better than if we do by hand. Okay. So here, which are the questions that are not solved? What is going to happen? But the system is going to read, to think, and it's going to give us their point, their assistance. So Copilot is helping us all the time. It's not going to make our work. It's going to provide us the means to do our work better. Our work as a person, as individual, as an organization, and of course, we can achieve a real business. We see here how we can do that and explain, or we can say in Spanish, but maybe is going to think, we say in Spanish, please, maybe can give us information in the language that we want to, okay? Of course, we have a lot of activities. I advise for the people that want to know more about that to get training from our organization. Here he say is English, and if it's going to be answered in the code, they will generate that. If we are asking questions or doing activities that we have done here in French, you see how it works in the language. Very helpful too in many others. We don't have time to check all of them. What I would like to do and finish with that is thinking about the plan. I advise you to get plan, how you can take resources, how to do the adoption plan, the key steps of define this methodology, how you can use it not only as an individual, but as the company with plugins and extensibilities. All these companies are doing these plugins, are developing plugins. This Copilot Studio is the next step, not only for that we have seen one Copilot Studio in our web Copilot Studio, that we have the one that provide information from our to our customers, and we are going to get a lot of profit from the connections. As a user, I advise you, before performing a task, ask always Copilot. It can help you analyze, and you see the investment. I expect that this speech has been helpful to all of you, and now I am happy to answer questions and answers if there is anyone. If there is anyone, Victor, or in the chat.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Javier here for giving us an insight on using Copilot and using AI for betterment, not just at the individual level, but for your entire organization, and how you can definitely have some best practices around that. And, it goes deeper than just asking for a summary. It goes deeper than just asking where a certain document is. There are ways that you can maximize that profit, and you and your organization can definitely have a greater return on investment. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them on the chat or use the QA feature. I will definitely read them here for us. In the meantime, Javier, let me ask you, what email or how can they go ahead and contact you in case any of these organizations have further questions?
Oh, yes, I will be very happy to answer this question. Before that, I would like to advise all the attendants and people that are interested in this webinar that we have a 10% discount in our training if they get that in this information. The general emails is support@nanforibrica.com, or this is because of technical issues and because of information about adoption plans, info@nanforibrica.com. My email is javier@nanforibrica.com. And if you need any information from any of the takeouts of this webinar, please let me know, and I will be very happy to share our the new outcomes of this in very interesting area. And with Celeste Tech, I'm sure we will be able to increase productivity of organizations and Microsoft partners. So thank you very much for your time. Is there
Thank you.
any question, any other question? I will be very happy to answer by email or by any other time. Okay.
Yes, and I went ahead and put all that information on the email there. Feel free to visit our websites, follow us on LinkedIn or all the other social medias. If you have questions, even if it's something small, and you say, "Hey, I just want to know more about, how I can leverage Copilot or how I can even buy Copilot for my organization," we are here to help you. Us as LS Tech, our job is to make your organization, you as a partner, you as a customer, better and really help open those doors. Nanfor, that they are amazing in the sense that they are here to teach everyone about this amazing technology and be able to empower your entire team really to leverage it to its fullest extent. So thank you all. I don't see other questions, Javier. But if you do, we're going to go ahead. Feel free to send us emails, contact us through social media, and if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, like, comment down below, and we can definitely get back to you on that as well.
Yeah, we will be very happy. The next meeting will be about how to implement an adoption plan in one organization. Time being, activities, and which are the process. Here we see just a small aperitif of
Yes.
small appetizer of what we are going to talk about. Okay.
Yes, this is just tip of the iceberg. There's so much more, so much depth to it.
For the next meeting. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and looking forward next steps about the new meeting in maybe 6 weeks. We will organize with our marketing department and the new group of people that is Natalie and other person working with them. Thank you. And the recording, please share with us, Victor, and we will share with the persons that have wanted to work with, wanted to be in the meeting, but I don't know if they have meeting, but please share this recording, okay? And Isa will publish it in the YouTube.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you all.
Bye. Bye.